Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with our friend Robin Shimizu talking about happy, healthy habits. She's here all the way from Sacramento, California, and we are always excited when she's in the studio. Good morning, Robin. What do you have for us today?
Good morning, Carolina.
Good
Thank you very
morning.
much. I wanted to say a shout out also to Francine. I forgot last week to thank Francine for all of her work that she does in the background. So
Yes,
shout out to our
indeedy.
Francine. Yes, yes. Today we are so blessed. We have Jill Weston who's with
Mm,
us. And I would like to set Jill up by just reading a little bit about mindfulness and meditation benefits.
okay.
I'm not going to go through a whole laundry list because I don't want to take away from her time. But
Uh-huh.
I wanted to remind the audience about we haven't had anybody talk about meditation in a while.
True.
So wanted to just read this from an article that I found about areas that mindfulness and meditation can make us better.
Mm,
So they start out by saying that to many folks, mindfulness means being in the moment, right here, right now. The American Psychological Association defines mindfulness as the awareness of your internal state and surroundings. Mindfulness meditation is a practice of focusing attention on your breathing, thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise. According to the APA, this meditation is used to become highly in tune with sensory information and to focus on each moment as it happens. Meditation is a cognitive technique that improves a person's mind, body, and soul.
mm.
Psychological aspects that, like insight, attention, reflection, and self regulation, are deepened. And then they end by saying meditation can also increase physical experiences such as increased relaxation, fortify healing, recovery, and a stronger immune response, as well as decrease pain, anxiety, stress, depression, and blood pressure.
Wow.
So, practicing mindfulness meditation may help you reap really, really great health benefits. And I can see why we have dedicated practitioners like Jill to help
Mm-hmm.
us. Because those of us that don't do it regularly need
Yes.
need
We need some
reminding
support, that's for sure.
and the
Yes.
skills. Yes.
Mhm.
And so let me take another just a couple minutes. I want to read Jill's short bio to
Please.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Jill Weston is highly, oh, I'm sorry. Jill Weston is affectionately known as the stress whisperer, using her
Mm.
calm vibe and voice to help people navigate stress and anxiety in order to move through everyday life more smoothly. Her focus is easy to learn mindfulness and meditation sessions means anyone can benefit from her teachings regardless of their level of experience with meditation. Jill has specialized in mindfulness and meditation for 12 years, serving thousands of clients. She hosts workshops, retreats, teacher trainings, and is a contributor on the Insight Timer app. Her business, Breathing Space, was born out of a lifelong guiding principle to be of service. And so, with
Wow.
that, let's introduce Jill to
Okay.
our audience.
Here we go.
Yay!
Good
Yay!
morning, Miss Jill.
Good morning, Carolina. Good morning, Robin. Good morning to everyone who's watching live and also on the replay. I am happy to be back.
Welcome,
You know,
welcome.
we are so excited to have you. We've missed you, Jill.
It's
Mhm.
been a while. It's been a while. I'm coming to you from Mexico. You said the Robin's in Sacramento, and I know Carolina, you're back home for a bit, but I'm coming to you
Mhm.
from Mexico.
Wow.
Well, we're so glad you have good reception.
I do. I am in a little closet with also tied into Ethernet to make sure I have a good connection.
Okay.
So yes.
Very good.
So good to see you.
So, what do you have for us today, Jill?
Today we're going to take a very short discussion meditation and then a short practice. And I've titled this Listen and Let Go. So I have been sharing mindfulness and specifically Yoga Nidra for about 12 years now. And those of you who are familiar know that during the dialogue for the guided session, Yoga Nidra, you hear me say a lot, letting go, letting go, letting go. And people find that that helps them. Sometimes the question is, well, how can I let go when there's so much in my life? How can I let go? For example, when you think about world tragedies, personal difficulties, tragedies, diagnosis, and sometimes just really big decisions. For me coming to Mexico, it sounds like everybody's dream perhaps to go live in another country or to go live your dream, so to speak. But it still came with some difficulties. It still came with some things that could be stressful. So it's not letting go and just saying, oh, I'm going to go off into this big adventure. For those of you who are listening and are business owners, I'm not making it sound like, oh, you just put a business together and don't worry about the money and don't worry about the work and don't worry about the business plan. The letting go is part of mindfulness. So it's letting go of the old voices in your head telling you what you can and cannot do, and really looking at and feeling into the reality. It's the letting go of I'm not smart enough, I don't have enough money, I don't have great focus, I don't like to ask for help, that's one of mine. So figuring out for yourself personally and also for your business, what attachments, what old thoughts, what old practices and ideas do you maybe need to let go of to get present, to feel well every day, and to maybe start your business. So the listen and let go, the listen part is part of that mindfulness. What are you really listening to? So think of it as sometimes we have, I guess I sound old when I say the radio. You have Spotify, you have Pandora, you have some music on in the background, whatever device you're on. And maybe 5 songs have played and you don't even really remember what songs they are. Or one song in particular, like, wow, that's my favorite song. Or it brings tears to my eyes, or it makes me happy, or it makes me want to dance. If we're not clued in and we're not listening, 5 songs go by and we don't respond because we're really not listening. It's that background noise, but we're not tapping in.
Oh, okay.
So mindfulness, again, sometimes people think, oh, I have to do these funny things with my hands. I have to burn incense. I have to cross my legs. I have to go, and meditate. I have to, pay $3,000 to go away on some retreat. All of that can be great. But what I want to show you today is, and explain today, everyday mindfulness, as Robin said, is paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to your feelings, what is going on around you, how are you responding. Then you can decide what you want to do with that. I have a lot of clients that say, I feel out of control. I don't have choices, about, what do you mean decide how I feel? I don't have a choice about that. In an extreme situation, you probably don't because your nervous system is kicking in. But once you can get out of that extreme situation or become present in the extreme situation, you can exercise a little bit of control. But you have to practice. You have to understand what it's about. And so it's not always just a simple, easy choice, but that's what mindfulness is. How would you rather feel in certain situations? I have clients that, they've had a lot of trauma. And so maybe they get told, hey, your book is a bestseller on Amazon. You're going to, BizChicks group is going to give you, 5 sessions of free coaching. You're going to get to be on the BizChicks show. And they can't pull themselves together, or they can't express the joy about that because of, they haven't listened to what's in their body. And what comes up even is, well, I don't deserve that. I can't do that. For me, I have never loved my voice. And I have a little morning voice right now, but I help people based on my voice. What if I still had that same dialogue in my head? What if I didn't listen to other people and even BizChicks? You guys coined the phrase for me, calm your chaos.
Yes.
First I was like, oh, well, that sounds like a great term. And then Terralina, you especially were like, no, it's not a great term, Jill. That's what you do. And
You
I
do.
listen and let go of, I don't know if I really like I don't know if I can really help people. And now I'm like, no, I help people. An example of listening and letting go. Here in Mexico, I saw a request. There's it's a music and arts festival, and they were specifically asking for yoga and mindfulness teachers. And do you know what I did? Right away, I was like, I want to do that. And I got on and I sent my bio, and I said, I would like to do a 15-minute presentation, a live presentation for people to experience what I do. And they said yes. Suppose I had listened to, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Oh, I don't know if I can get my information together. And so that mindfulness is this for me. And I was like, I'm a good fit for that. I want to do that. So that's a, Robin gave a great reading on what is mindfulness, but that's the real life. So if there aren't more questions, and I'll pause, we'll move into, okay, how do I do that? So any questions on the information that I've shared about listening, letting go, and mindfulness?
Wow. That was a lot. I think we really have to train ourselves because we're not used to listening. There's so much, background noise in our lives. Like you were talking about how songs go by. So today you're going to help us focus, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the listening, I'm going to start with a little practice on listening to actual noises in your environment, whatever space you're in. For the first part of this, if you're driving and listening, you're fine. And then we're going to do a little short guided meditation, so don't keep driving. The idea that first we're going to listen for actual sounds and different things and become aware. And then I'm going to have you go more into your thoughts and feelings. And again, the idea is just getting present so that you can notice what your body is doing. Like before I got on the show, how am I actually feeling? Oh, it's a little warm here. Let me turn my fan on. I'm a little nervous because sometimes, I'm a little tech challenged. The first link that I clicked, it didn't like the browser and it kicked me off. Take a breath. What do I know to do? I have another option. Go on a different, I don't know the word, go on a different, I went to Chrome instead. If I had not been present, knowing I was already a little nervous about clicking that link, I wouldn't have been on the show. So there's very practical, very, very practical reasons that you want to be mindful. So we're going to move into, okay, that actual practice to how do we know how we're feeling before we make decisions, before we interact with people. And it's I'm going to say it's fairly easy in that you don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of time. It is a practice. So if you're listening and following along, don't worry if you're like, oh, I didn't get it the first time. It's very accessible. You just have to practice. So we're going to start with just getting comfortable. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't even have to close your eyes.
Okay.
And I won't relax you too much, Terralina, because this part is a little more active. So I call it the 5 things, and I actually have this on one of the app that I'm on the Insight Timer. So you can access this anytime if you need to repeat it. So just start out with the easy inhale and an exhale. And then the first thing that I want you to do is to listen. Listen to everything that is around you. And closing your eyes may help. You can leave your eyes open. I want you to listen for 2 or 3 specific sounds. Listen for several specific sounds. And as you listen, start to notice the sound that is the furthest away from you, the sound that seems to be the furthest away from you. And then see if you can listen or hear a sound that's a little bit closer. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, or if you really want to keep your eyes closed, you can use your imagination. And I want you to look around your environment, look around your room or your space. Maybe you're at a coffee shop. I want you to find something that is red, something that is red, the color red. Find something that is close to green, something that is close to the color green. Find something that is a bright color. Find something that you can see that is a bright color. And then find something that is a color that you don't really care for. Something that is a color that you don't really care for. Then you can leave your eyes open or closed. I want you to take your hands to your chest and your heart, or to your belly, whichever feels better. And see if you can notice your heartbeat. Or if your hands are on your belly, see if you can notice your belly rising and falling. Notice your heartbeat, or notice your breath. And as you notice your heartbeat or your breath, see what words come to mind. What words pop up when I ask you, listen to your heartbeat or feel your breath. What words come up? And now for a few moments, I want you to imagine that your body is talking to you, that your body is talking to your hands. As you listen to your body, what is your body asking you to let go of? Maybe there's a message for you or a little feeling there of like, wow, I'm breathing too fast. Can you let go of some stress? Can you let go of some thoughts and maybe breathe slower? Or maybe your body is giving you a message that you're nervous about something. Is your heartbeat asking for you to let go and maybe slow your heartbeat a little bit? And as you listen and let go, there could be a thought. This is crazy. I shouldn't be sitting here doing this. I have too much to do. Get up and do something. Can you let go of the thought? And can you sit here and listen? And in the last 45 seconds or so, see if you can listen even more. What does your body need? What is your body telling you? And can you let go? Can you let go? Can you let go? And when you're ready, see how it feels to drop your hands down if you haven't already, and continue being mindful of your body without your hands there. Still be mindful of what your body's telling you. Still being mindful, and take an easy inhale and exhale. And have you listen to 3 chimes, and with each of the chimes start to come back to your body, back to the room, taking your time. Maybe slowly starting to move your hands, your feet. And the 3rd chime, maybe opening your eyes if you're ready. Starting to come back. As you take a little bit of a pause, when we rejoin, I'm going to have a couple questions, and that is when you're ready to share, either in the chat or out loud. What did your body ask you to let go of? You can also ask any questions if that was a bit of a challenge for you. Again, remember it takes practice. So we did this pretty quickly as well. This would normally be maybe 20 minutes if you're practicing and learning. You could do it in 5 minutes when you practice more. But most interested in the couple minutes that we have left, could you listen? And was there anything that you could let go of?
So I'll go first.
Mhm.
I had a hard time hearing anything. It's so quiet in my room. It's like I heard an airplane way far away, but I focused on my mother snoring.
Excellent. Excellent.
That was the sound that I heard, the clock ticking, but it was my mother snoring. It was very soothing to me to hear her snore like that. It's wonderful. So that was fun. It made me kind of smile and laugh.
Yeah, 2 things that I think happened for Robin that I want to speak on real quick is the goal isn't necessarily, oh, okay, I heard all these sounds. Did you slow down and listen for the sounds? Whether you hear it or not isn't always significant, but that act, oh, I'm really listening to the question Jill asked, number 1, and then I'm really listening. So when we tune in, that is the mindfulness rather than, yeah, I think there's some sounds. I think there's some stuff going on in my life. There's stuff going around me. Especially when there's too much noise in your head. There's too much noise in a restaurant or a coffee shop, or you have too much of your business plan all out in front of you. Can you hone in on one thing? And that's the mindfulness. The other things will come and go. And Robin chose, she's like, out of the airplane, out of the other noise, I'm going to choose to listen to my mother's snoring because it's comforting. So the mindfulness is, what do you want to pay attention to? Everything else comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example, Robin.
Well, when I was listening, I could hear paper rustling in the other room, and I could hear myself breathe,
Nice.
which I never pay attention to,
Mm-hmm.
which was very interesting to me.
Yes.
And it was soothing.
Nice. And for me, I love that, not to interrupt each other. For that, I love that because your breath and your body is something you have with you all the time. That's why I had you put, there's something special, but whether you put your hands on your heart and then you're like, okay, my hands are tired, that's okay. Put your hands on your knees. Put your hands on your wrists. People sometimes say, well, I'm out in public. Oh, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Cross your arms and feel your body heat. Feel your arms holding you. So how amazing, out of all the sounds, you're like, I am choosing to listen to my own breath. And then some of the prompts I gave is, maybe your breath is telling you right now in this situation, you're breathing way too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because our nervous system will tell us. Like when I got on, I was like, okay, Jill, you're already a little bit nervous, like clicking that link the first time. 99 times out of 100, when I click the link to join you, it is fine. But there's always that little, but for me, that means my brain's a little sharper and I'm paying more attention to what I'm doing. And then when I'm on the show, I go back into, I'm just here talking to people. One of the first times I went online here in Mexico, I had worked so hard to have this Ethernet system to make sure I wouldn't get kicked off of Wi-Fi. I'm on the Insight Timer app, and on that app, it will tell you if your connectivity is good or not. And it was like excellent, and then it was poor. And then it was poor and really poor. In the midst of it, I couldn't do anything. But I was like, okay, just take a breath and deliver this 1 hour session, because there were like 90 people on that were there for my help. So I was like, doesn't matter if the connection's poor, I just got to do what I got to do. Well, then when I got off to troubleshoot, yes, my Ethernet was in one part of the wall. I had not connected it to my PC. It was laying right in front of me. And because it was new and I was nervous because it was new, I hadn't plugged it in. If I had taken a moment, and even if I had said, hey guys, give me a moment, and looked around, it was literally within hand's reach. But I wasn't being mindful at that moment because there were other things like, do I have my water? Do I have this? Oh, look, there's a lot of people here. Is my lighting right? And I didn't slow down enough to go, this is new for me. I need to plug in my Ethernet.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's a real life example. That's not burning incense sitting on a, it's, how do you prepare yourself? How do you get mindful for a business call? How do you get mindful to come online? How do you get mindful to create content? How do you get mindful to navigate the other parts of your life that affect your business? And your breath. Like I use my breath a lot, and it's not anything fancy. You can go to fancy courses and do fancy stuff with your breath. Sometimes I do because I like it. But a simple, even right now, yeah, I think I've said and shared everything I need to share. Sometimes we talk too much because we're like, we don't know what's going. Pause a minute and say to someone, I'm going to take a quick pause. Please don't interrupt. Okay, I'm done talking. So, and in theory, I really am. So let me know if there's any other questions or anything else you want to share.
Okay. Oh, I'm always relaxed after this. What can I say?
So the part where we were trying to listen to our body, Jill, was new for me a little bit. And I wanted to share with you that one of the things I'm doing for my own self is, you know how we go through life and all we're doing is taking care of other people. And as we get older, we have more time to take care of ourselves. And my hands went to my heart and to my stomach because my stomach was growling. and I know it's telling me you need to do something about this stomach. Because I'm pretty thin everywhere else, but I have this little midlife pooch or whatever it is, and I've got to start exercising. And I know that's what my body was telling me to do, is saying, all right, you made me hungry, but you're still intermittent fasting, so you got to still wait. I mean, it was
I love it.
speaking to me, but my hand went right to my stomach. I thought that was just so funny.
And I thought it was going to be that you were hungry, but understand again, we called this session "Listen and Let Go."
Uh-huh.
That's a perfect example of really listening, because the assumption would be my stomach's growling, my hand goes there, oh, I got to go eat. And for Robin, it's bringing awareness that that's like somewhere in there is about wellness for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a lot of times when I ask people, how are you feeling? They're like, I'm fine. No, everything's fine. My communication is great. Yeah, I am. Yeah, everything's fine with my family and I'm like, are you having a problem talking to people? Oh, how do you know that? I'm not psychic. Your hand went to your throat. Or, yeah, I'm not stressed. Not stressed at all. And then I'll say, do you carry stress in your jaw? Can you release your jaw? Oh my gosh, how did you know that my jaw hurt? I saw your hands go there. Doing this. People are like, no, I'm not nervous at all. I'm not nervous at all. I have a couple of friends that there's specific things they do, when they're nervous. And I'll say, you nervous right now? How'd you know that? Your body told me. So yeah, really listening to our bodies. And then it's either the letting go of something physical or emotional, or letting go of the thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Robin, to me, that was a healthy response of, oh, I have this little belly thing going on. And I want to, and I feel like I'm supposed to do something about it. Not, oh, it feels like when my mom always said I was fat. It feels like, when I watch TV and I should be on some new drug to lose weight. No, my body is saying this isn't working right now. And it's a new voice. Excuse me. It's a new voice, not a voice from when we were 5 years old and 15 years old and 30 years old and 50 years old. It's not a self-critical voice. So that's what I have for you today about listening and letting go, so that you find your own guidance, you let your body help you, and you really get mindful and present with, decisions, how you want to feel. Can you make choices about how you feel?
I really like the discussion around choices too, because when somebody says, I don't have a choice, you really do have a choice. You have a choice on how you're going to respond to that situation. And I always remind myself, I always have choices. I just am trying to make the best choice I can at the time,
Yes.
I really like that discussion around choices.
It really is a practice to understand, believe, and figure out how to have choices, because in some circumstances it really does not feel like you do.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a tiny choice. I know for people who were highly anxious or deeply depressed, that is real.
Mm-hmm.
If you can find it, there's a tiny choice in, do I just sit up out of bed today? And sometimes we're like, oh, get up and take a shower and go to your therapist and, take a 5-mile run and take your medication. That's a lot of choices.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Even find the energy to have a choice, that you have that much energy to find some energy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make your nervous system, get your nervous system to respond in a way that you're like, you know what, maybe tomorrow I'll check out that thought that I do have a choice. You don't have to make the choice, because sometimes you cannot. That little bit of inquiry or trying to go, is there a little tiny choice or option that I have right here? But it's definitely practice.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Jill, we want everybody to know how they can connect with you. So I want to share some of the places where we can find you. You can find her here on Insight Timer. Miss Jill Weston, please follow her. Inform your experience. Okay.
And that app I have once a month I go live, and then people have asked for a jaw tension release class. So
Oh,
I'm doing
really?
one of that, and then I have on-demand recordings, and
I see.
it's a different variation, but part of the recordings are the 5 things that I did today of, find the sounds and then find the colors.
Okay. So you go from rest to awaken. You can release jaw tension through this guided session, and you can find those over on Insight Timer. And we will put the link in the comments so that everybody can find that. Let me make sure I copy that while we're talking about it and post it right here. Okay. Let's see. We'll post. There we go. Oh, nope, I don't think that's it. I think I posted how to get into the how to get into the app. Well, that's a problem. Let's see here. Let's go back over here to Jill's Insight Timer. This is the link we want to post. There we go. Yes. And then I'm going to stop sharing that. And I want to share information about your website.
Thank you.
So let me go to the breathing space. Right here. And this is Jill's website. So allow me to do this tab and put that in the chat so that people can find your website. You want to tell us a little bit about what you have coming up while we're doing this?
Sure. So you look on the website and Insight Timer. I usually offer, it's about at least once every other week, there's either a Zoom session, and with the Zoom session, we do the full Yoga Nidra, which is getting your body relaxed, then doing a visualization. And the nice thing about the Zoom sessions is you don't have to have your camera on. It's also donation based. It's $0 to $15. You can pay at any time afterwards if that's not in your budget right now. Just feel free to come. And then on the Insight Timer, I do a live Yoga Nidra, and then I also have recordings. So literally, you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you can't get back to sleep. There's an app for that. There's a recording for that. You don't have to contact me. You just click on it. There's another one called Shift that Robin enjoys a lot if you have some big decisions coming up, or you want to shift your attitude a little bit or shift your mindset. That's available. If you are in Mexico, yes, I am doing in-person sessions here. And you can also book with me on Zoom or via phone if you want a private session. So sometimes people have, a cancer diagnosis, or there's, illness in the family, a death in the family. There's a graduation, for example. Terralina just said her grandson graduated, or granddaughter graduated. So it's a celebratory thing. I also do, by appointment, I do individual and also group sessions. And the nice thing about the group sessions, I think it's a nice thing and people like it. Let's say that there's 10 of you spread out throughout the country, and you want to celebrate something or you want to problem solve something. I do a session with you, and then I leave the room. I make you the moderator, and then you can visit with people afterwards, or if it's job related, sometimes people like to have a staff meeting afterwards, now that they're relaxed or now that their mind is sharper. So we can create anything that you want on demand. I also have other people that say, hey, the time frames are not great for me, the days of your sessions are not good. Try not to use that as an excuse. Reach out and I will do private sessions for you. And it can literally, it might be 2 o'clock in the morning where I am. If you need me, I will come on and do a session at 2 o'clock in the morning if that's what you need or want.
Wow. That is such a blessing. Oh my goodness.
And I wanted to do a shout out on Jill's website. It is so easy to navigate. It
Uh-huh.
does everything. It puts it in your calendar. It's so wonderful. So I just wanted to do a shout out, Jill. It just works
Yeah.
really well.
It's a platform called offeringtree.com. And if you are looking at website options, you can reach out to me. And then also, Carolina offers website design too. I think you guys are still offering website support and design.
Yes. But yes, oh my goodness, I I just always have a good time when Jill comes. I always feel so much better when I leave the program. So I just want to thank you, Jill.
You are
It's,
welcome.
it's just it's just a blessing. Oh my goodness. Robin, what do we have coming up?
So we have Linus Woods Mellons with us next week.
Okay.
So that's exciting because she'll be announcing more about her new program that she's released. And then after Linus, we have Lakeisha back.
Okay.
Oh,
So we're relaxed, we're going to get healthy, and we're going to get beautiful. Oh gosh, you have to you have to stay tuned to this program. There is always such a blessing in tuning into Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and friends. Jill, we wish you much success and good fortune in your new location.
Thank you.
And we sincerely pray that you will find the perfect carpenter for all of your needs. Blacksmiths, whatever it is you need, we are sending it your way. Uh, Guys, I want to remind everybody that if you're looking to become a part of BizChicks, you can simply join BizChicks by texting biz to 33777, or you can go to our website at bizchicks.net and become a part of our community. We'd love to share with others what it is you do and how you serve. So, with that, we want to remind you it's okay to make money in your business. So, go to the front of your own line. Have a great day. And thank you again for all you do, Robin. We really appreciate you and your guests. We thank you. And we want to give a shout out to everybody watching live and on the replay and say thank you again for taking time out of your busy day to spend time at BizChicks. Have a great day. Bye bye, everyone.